What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Hello, I'm Talia Schwartz, president of Safe Streets JC, and I joined this Turnpike Trap Coalition, who's fighting the expansion about 2 years ago. I'm excited by the many people who have come out on this no longer scorching afternoon to fight this highway boondoggle, and I'm honored to MC tonight. There's no more room for more cars on Jersey City streets or in the Holland Tunnel or on the Canal Street or any other Hudson County roads. Yet this highway expansion is expecting 30% more cars. Who will pay the price for that? Our kids who have asthma or our kids who can't cross city streets safely because the traffic is dangerous and aggressive? The Turnpike Authority has planned this entire project despite opposition from Jersey City from the beginning, as you will hear from many of our elected officials. But I do have hope and some good news. Our power grows. Today we have a lineup of people willing to speak, and the numbers are growing every day.
One of the major concerns here with this project, and one of the major issues that I see, is the fact that there has really been a lack of communication. I know that I haven't received much communication on this project. I haven't received those plans. And that's a problem, right? Because you want somebody that's coming into your city that's willing to be a partner. And due to this lack of communication, it seems like they're not willing to be a partner with us. And that's not a good taste to leave in our mouths. Do we agree?
Yeah.
I'm no mathematician, but I'm no dummy neither. I know that it's going to take 8 lanes longer to get through 2 lanes than it takes 4 lanes. That's just what simple math tells me. So we don't buy the notion of you getting people quicker from point A to point B.
I'm going to start by saying that this is one of the largest infrastructure projects that the state is funding. To put that in perspective to people that are seeing this on TV, you're talking about $10 billion. And what you can do with $10 billion is solve a lot of the other transportation issues, and I'll talk to that for a second, throughout New Jersey. From the beginning, as Talia said, we have been opposed to this. We've been opposed to this because it doesn't make sense if you are a reasonable person on why the city is putting that $10 billion to work. It started as a narrative around, well, we need to service the trucks that are coming to 14A and Bayonne. And then we said, okay, well, why is it going all the way to the Holland Tunnel entrance if the goal is 14A? And they said, well, we're doing it because we need to alleviate traffic into the Holland Tunnel. And then we said, well, the Holland Tunnel is staying the same width. The bottleneck still exists. How is that going to solve that? And then the most recent one is, well, Jersey City is growing and we need to service Jersey City a little bit better. And we said every step of the way that what they propose doesn't make sense to a rational person. The final thing I would say is what Denise said earlier. 1 month ago, you had a congressional delegation and you had the governor leading a charge against congestion pricing. And the number one issue that they cited in a lawsuit against New York was air pollution, increased traffic, and the impact it would have on the communities. And it begs the question that when you have roads and more cars projected to come through urban areas, diverse communities like Jersey City, why does the same standard not apply, right?
It's so important that we all show up here today is because it's a health issue.
Yeah.
You know, as I go around the city and I did a workshop with X from Clean Waters, and we found out how polluted our air really is. And in this area alone, it's really bad. And so often, government don't think about the people that live there. They just think about the roads being wide and not caring about the health. So I'm here to say, we are going to fight to the end to make sure this does not happen.
Research matters, empirical evidence matters, and studies show from throughout the world that expansion of roadways and highways do not help alleviate congestion. They're helping address and they're enabling the demand for vehicle use, for increased vehicle use, and that means you're contributing to congestion. The communities that are going to be burdened by the worsened air quality and the increased emissions and the increased healthcare costs that will result from the proposed $11 billion highway widening are the same communities who reject the proposal. We don't want it because we will suffer the most from it. We're going to continue to oppose this, and thank you for standing with us in doing that. Just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you. So thank you all for your continued advocacy.
Please come down to Mary Benson Field and stand on Mary Benson Field, and then look where the Turnpike is, and then look behind you where there are homes, and tell me how anyone in their right mind can say you're going to be able to do a Turnpike expansion there. You could take a baseball from the pitcher's mound and probably, if you got a good enough arm, throw it onto the Turnpike. So what happens when you expand that? Do they move the fences in? I don't know.
Last but not least, I think Commissioner O'Day said something very important. He was talking about the lanes being widened so much that you could throw a baseball onto the New Jersey Turnpike. Well, guess what? Over 100 parcels of land in the Turnpike's own study are projected to be condemned by eminent domain. Are those going to be residential homes? Are they going to be parks? Are they going to be playgrounds? Are they going to be schools? We don't know because there's no transparency. Can somebody find out the answer to that question? That's my other challenge to the press. We talked about possible condemnation of minority communities' homes and public amenities. These are important consequential issues that we should be looking into. This is common sense. And last but not least, the people in that room should know that we're not going anywhere.
First question is, will this project make traffic on our local streets better or worse? Worse! Okay. Will this project make climate change better or worse? Worse! All right. Will this project improve rates of asthma? Sorry, will this project make asthma better or worse? Worse! And we get all of this for the low, low price of $11 billion, right? As the mayor said, as my colleague said, as the senator said, what this project is doing is spending $11 billion of taxpayer money, not on mass transit, which would provide incredible union jobs. We're spending it on a Turnpike expansion that no one in Jersey City is asking for. They're saying they're doing it because we're asking for it, and we are all standing here, whether we are born and raised in the city, whether we are transplanted, whether we're in Greenville or downtown or the Heights, all of us are saying the same thing. We do not want it, right? And so I make the commitment today, as I did 2 years ago, that I will be with you every step of the way until we get the governor and the state to change course and to do right by Jersey City, do right by Hudson County, do right by the state of New Jersey by canceling the $11 billion expansion. Thank you,